Hi everybody, Brian here. We are going to talk about a video I put up earlier today regarding on my YouTube channel, free trading BTC, USDT, crypto signals. So again, if you're on the podcast, the video was called Free Trading BTC, USDT, Crypto Signals. So BTC, USDT, for all the newbies out there, Bitcoin against Tether, which is the tethered version crypto tethered to the US dollar. These are the most traded, two most traded crypto coins out there. And again, I'm going to stress the word free. So along comes somebody coming up with some questions about this. This is kind of two responses I'll have for this just generally. If you watch this video I put up, you'll clearly hear why I am asking people to see if they'd be interested. Nothing to do with trading signals. It has nothing to do with making money off of these signals. I'll address that in a minute. The idea here is if people want to take what I do seriously, especially on an analytical trading signal service, there's going to have to be some form of commitment, because I've looked at different ways to deliver this on the cheap end without getting involved in supporting or setting up one-on-one for everybody at a low cost that people want. Just not worth the money or worth the effort from my end. So clearly the idea here is to see if people want to take this stuff seriously, that they will most likely need to set up Python, all the technical mumbo jumbo to get this set up. And this is why I'm doing free trading. So that's it, nothing more. Now, coming back to these questions here from this guy, I mean, we get skeptics all the time, but this is free stuff. And if you're being a skeptic on free, move on. Like seriously, move on to another resource. Because if you're going to use what I put out, which is free, as a crutch to make money, you're a big lie. You're lying to yourself. And if you lose money, you'll probably, unfortunately, can't blame me, because you cannot live life on crutches, especially if you had a job and you're potentially going to be out of a job with this coronavirus business. But to be skeptical here on a free service, when the intention that somebody may think they're going to make money off this, is living in fantasy land. The idea with the service is not really to take value in trading signals. The idea here is to you, the user, to test to see if you can set up something to get free signals. Now, again, and I'm going to stress this is not with the intention for you to make money with, okay? You probably will most likely lose money with this trading bot, but if it's worthwhile for you to test it out, to see if you can download and install Python and other things related around this trading thing, then be at it. But if you think you're going to use it as a crutch to make money, that's another story, and that's not the purpose of why I'm doing this or why I'm offering this. So this guy asked some questions. I'd be interested to take a peek at your signals on the free offer basis only. Anyways, here's some questions to answer that. And again, it's all conditional if he's going to sign up or not, despite a lot more other people will sign up willy-nilly. These are what we call skeptics. The skeptics are the ones that get left behind because they don't venture out to take risks and have to question things before signing up to something that is free, because it may waste their time. And that's okay. My answer and response would be for that is, maybe this is not for you, but as emails come in, I try to address everyone's question. So let's give them the respect on that. Is this signal only service with manual trading, or do you have fully automated trade-only service set up on Binance? Okay, I've got a Quant Lab shop. I've got a course to show you how to write these bots. And again, we cannot operate a life on free rewards just as a service to get signals and you're going to make money with it. There's no guarantee you will. But the idea here is most people will not be able to build a bot. I've just talked to somebody else about not only building a bot, but making money with a bot. So is this service only fully automated? It's fully automated with a script that I've mentioned that you install and that you would set up where it will log into an email, that the signals that when you register will be sent to your email that you configure in your Python script that you download from me. From there, you'll receive signals, and in the same script that you download from me, you will be able to trade with it automatically. You can do whatever you want with that script, with the signal. But as I've said before, you should always be synchronized between your data provider, Binance, and where you trade, Binance, because chances are, if it's not synchronized, you will lose money, because between exchanges, especially on crypto, and especially with Bitcoin, the discrepancies are probably and can be hundreds of dollars. So if they're not synchronized, you will lose money guaranteed. So this is why if you're going to use a service that's from Binance, you will want to use Binance Asia for that. And again, I'll stress that, and I'll repeat, Binance data is, or the data signaling is from Asia, the Asian service with Binance, and you would need to sign up with Binance. But I'll provide all that information if you do want to take advantage of this service, and it's free, I might add. So again, I can tell this guy's pretty experienced. Is this a day trading signal service? Yes. All the signals that come in may last only a couple of minutes, but yes. Or is this a medium long-term signal service? So the hold on the positions are usually within a few minutes. Is it qualify as an HFT, millisecond or less trading? These type of exchanges, nothing is high frequency trading. There's so many definitions of what people define as high frequency, meaning 1,000 trades per day, or maybe one trade a day, but you're trading within a sub-second or even under a minute. And the answer is no to that. But as I said, from what I'm seeing lately in the market conditions, there might be 10 positions a day with maybe position holds when the position's put on, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Does that make it high frequency? No way. Because if you have been watching me for a while, the idea with any trading bot is when to know when not to trade. And that's why this does not put out a lot of false positives. It does, but usually from what I've been, from the testing over the last 2-3 weeks, chances are that this bot has an average winning average of 30 to 60%, but out of a lot of the trading days, it's profitable. Not huge, but it's profitable. And the returns can be anywhere from 0.5% to 1% on average, but one day we had 15% in one day. So it's all over the place. And rarely does it lose a lot of money because, as I said, it's been programmed to not take positions when it knows there's a highly volatile position for that moment and not take the position. That's why there's very few positions. And there are days where it will not trade, because if the market's consistently negative, it won't trade because it doesn't want to take positions that will lose money. But there will be times, on average 50-60% win ratio on average, where it can still remain positive. Hopefully that'll answer your question. I need to know a lot more about latency of the offer and how that affects performance statistics. As I just said, hopefully what I just said will answer that question. Related to 2, what is the average frequency of signals? As I said, the signals can be anywhere from 10 to 30 per day. If there's moments where, and it's going to be trading off of Binance futures data, which is right now 23 pairs, and if Bitcoin's moving, let's say 5% in an hour, you'll probably get 5 positions that will move up. And this is a trend following momentum based strategy bot that seems to work pretty nice. People have been asking for it and I'm delivering. But that's only for coins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, the only time when my bot, my profitable bot, will trade, the one that will be chargeable and billable, is only when Bitcoin is moving at least 1 to 2% over an hour. This bot, these signals are just signals. That's it. As I said before, do not rely on them to make money. This is just for you to test trading signals and to install something that leads you to the next step on the bot that will make you money with the signals that I provide through email. So hopefully you can understand that distinction. And that's why I'm setting up that bots to see and to test yourself if you have the capabilities to set up Python and all the other requirements before you get into the service. This is a test yourself. That's why I'm providing this set of signals. Chances are the Bitcoin and Ethereum won't be profitable. And as I said, sometimes these moves can be movements in the few $100s. And I would just more rely on the capabilities that you know that you can set up this service. But when I speak of 10 to 20, 30 positions in a day, that what I'm saying is when from the strategy on the billable strategy and bot that I'm using, where those signals will be delivered to you in your email if you choose to go with the analytics service. So as I said, this initial bot on Bitcoin and or Ethereum only is just to test your technical capabilities to see if you can install this. So that's hopefully the distinction that I'm trying to make clear here. Okay, so how many to expect per defined time frame? Okay, with Bitcoin and everything else, all the 23 pairs, including the payable one, the payable bot, and trading signal services offer 23 pairs. So pretty well the 23 biggest on Binance, most highest volume pairs. But pertaining to Bitcoin, you may not see a signal for a couple of days. But if you were to go with the payable service, you could get, as I said, 10 to 20 or 30 positions a day. And it's all over the place. You could get like 6 positions in a span of 5 minutes if the market's moving with the billable. In terms of Bitcoin, that's really hit and miss. It just depends on the market condition of Bitcoin. But lately, the last 2-3 weeks, Bitcoin has been in a trading range. And let me show you that. Right here, it's been pretty well trending between April to July. Great, that's an easy trade. Been in a steady decline between April to December and moving up between December and February. And here we are where it's not been, and this is a daily view, but you can see it's trending up. So on the long term, Bitcoin's on the move up. But there are going to be moves down. So this is all over the place. So I can't say which it will be or what. You can easily see it in the charts yourself. Okay, I don't know if I can really answer that question, if it's Bitcoin only or Ethereum only. But I'm trying my best here. Do you have and can share analytical statistics, trading R&R, win-loss ratio, peak valley equity, Sharpe ratio, distribution of trade returns, Monte Carlo simulation, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I've put up very basic information on my Instagram. I've been doing that for a while. Not every day, but I'll show you what can be posted. It's very simple. Plus, once all of this is all working, all tickety-boo, we'll just get over to Quant Labs Net. All right, so okay, so here I do post from time to time statistics, like right here. This is where you can find that information. You can see in here I've got the P&L for the day since midnight. win-loss ratio, and total return for the day. And I put that quite a few times on my Instagram. So you can see that from time to time there. But I will be posting my coin tracking info on somewhere on my website once everything's moved over to my cloud server, which I'm in the process of moving over. So once that's done, then you can start seeing cointracking.info, which is tied into my Binance account and which are all my live trades. So that will be posted, but you will not see all of this information: peak, valley, Sharpe ratio, distribution of trade returns, Monte Carlo. That kind of analysis, especially Monte Carlo simulations, especially in crypto. Long term, I don't know if Monte Carlo simulations would be helpful anyways. Not for crypto, not that I've seen at least. But maybe I'm too dumb to know that. Backtest performance and details of signal for at least 1 year or greater, 10,000 periods defined at 3 selected interval to include up and down choppy. Dude, at the price I'm charging and what you're expecting, you might want to move to a better service that will give you that kind of information. As I said, if certain people qualify to see my information, I don't work with skeptics. I don't like skeptics because that means that they don't believe in themselves. They're not probably have the tenacity to work in this field as well, because they need to ask for false promises when they launch a business. And if that's the case, you're not a risk taker. If you're not a risk taker, get out of trading. Go to the casino, probably do better. So I'm not saying that these sort of statistics are not important. I've done backtest performance, and again, you can just look at the chart on Bitcoin itself. I can identify right here three different trends. We got one trend, a long-term trend, trend number 3, and a long drop trend, and another trend forming. That's 5 trends. How do you backtest that over? That's the last year. Okay, that backtest, and if you even backtest, it's going to be worthless. You have to so-called backtest in the moment. If you know how I work, I stress test. I stress test what's happening in the moment. The backtestings are irrelevant because the whole point is looking for trends, and you're looking for consistent trends. And if you know anything about portfolio optimization, you'll put your money where the trends follow. It's basically following the hot money. But in the world of crypto only, you won't get that. So hopefully, I'm not sure if that can answer your question. But again, maybe what I do is not in line with what you're looking for. I've spent the 5 minutes to watch the whole video, but do not understand how to qualify as volatile the last days when we are in a daily range of less than 2K for Bitcoin for more than a week already. Please explain cause for what I am doing here that is extremely low volatility. Okay, first of all, I've got over 3,000 videos. So if you turn around and tell me you're going to watch 5 minutes of what I do and base everything on what I say in 5 minutes, again, I'm not the guy to follow, because what you'll learn in 5 minutes, next day, 2 days, is going to be 2 different answers, because every day the markets change so fast. So I can't explain it. But generally, if you're looking for this answer, do not understand how you qualify as volatile in the last few days when we are in a daily range for 2K Bitcoin for more than a week already. Let me see what he's trying to say here. I think he's looking at the price of, let's say here, at 68.71 to 10,000. Okay, no, that's the last few months. Wrong time frame. Let me get a better time frame. So let's say he said 2 weeks. So I'll put in a month here on TradingView. So he's looking at peak and trough. So we have a 4,800 all the way up to 9,000. So I guess he's asking, explain this drop. I can easily explain the drop where the markets dropped 35, 40% over the same time period. People got spooked, they want out, and Bitcoin, the price dropped out. Again, watching my videos, you'll know that people got out of Bitcoin and other crypto, big crypto, is because they are withdrawing out of their accounts. And it's spooked Bitcoin and it's dropped. That's my theory. Because there are whale watchers out there who watch for this. And when you watch, as you will know on my blog that I post every day, that this happened because big withdrawals, hundreds of millions of dollars, whale traders were pulling out of Bitcoin 2-3 days before this big drop. This is why it dropped like it did. It's an early indicator, a leading indicator why Bitcoin dropped. But yet on the other hand, when you look at the recovery between this trough and here, we're already at 50% recovery. You explain to me, if I was to throw in, let's say, SPY, okay, when we have a huge 40-50% drop in Bitcoin, right? Here. So again, show me the recovery here compared to Bitcoin on SPY, the S&P 500. The recovery, 340 all the way down to 220, okay? So that's probably a 30% drop, and it's only recovered maybe 20% compared to Bitcoin. It's 50%. Why do you think I'm in Bitcoin? So the recovery has been a lot faster in the world of Bitcoin. Not only that, again, if you know my history here, I'll show you this. Just in the last 2 weeks, you asked this question, and this should answer to a lot of people. This is just my bot lately, okay? When the U.S. government put out a $2 trillion package, the markets rallied, okay? Let's see if I can do a search on here. Okay, here's your answer right here. Crypto trading bot returns 8.7%, okay, in 2 weeks. But the SPY return after a $2 trillion package, it only went up 4.6%. So the bot that I have, that I rely on, has doubled the return versus the SPY in 2 weeks, okay? And again, when you factor in this type of drop, and I might add it's still dropping, okay, on the long run, Bitcoin's already recovering and has recovered 50% of that big drop. So in terms of performance, this is what I have. And again, people want their records. Let me show you here. I do better than that. Now, here's the difference between boys and men that does this type of analysis. Right here, you can download those position logs and match it on exactly Binance, exactly the timestamps of these positions that were taken against, if this is real data, against Binance. But oh no, most people won't do that. They want to look at it a different way. So that's, again, the skeptics talking versus I do better than that. I provide the position trading logs to generate what shows in a spreadsheet, timestamp and all, on the rate of change between the opening, the entry, and the exit, and the rate of change on that position, and including the losers, okay? And you get a spreadsheet, so you can analyze it to your heart's content, okay? So I post those, and there's a reason why I post it, because this thing does good, does well, I should say. But we are moving it to the cloud server, and that's what we're testing now. So this is why I tell people to sign up on my email and learn what I post, because the questions are very legit, without a doubt. But there's a lot of reasons why for what I do. And if people want to go down that path, I could do that, offering all what this guy's looking for. They're going to pay a lot of money, especially when I get my coin tracking info up there, and the market don't want to pay for what I could legitimately charge. So, as I said, it's an application process. You have to show me how serious you are. If you want to question this free bot, free signals, and said don't rely on it, man, you got to move on. You're not going to find what you're seeking through me. But if you want to get on to the real stuff, what the real bot does, then that's cool. But I've got people spending $1 and $10 for a digital DVD. That's going to get you first step. There's more steps to get it to where I got to see people be really, really, really serious now. And I know who's motivated and who's not to get to where they want to go. But there's a bunch of hoops I purposely put people through to see if they can achieve it or not. And I got not a very small percentage of people that achieve that. And they're doing okay. But again, my job is not to make billionaires here. It's to help you understand how to build a trading bot and how to make money from it. And have, most importantly, the mindset to stick it out and actually do it. So hopefully this will help not just this person, other people as well. Because being a skeptic will not get you anywhere in life. Looking for this kind of information will not give you anything in life. And I can tell you why. Because as I said, just on Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin changes all the time. And you got to adapt to that market, as well as the 23 other coins out there that this bot trades. Okay, because as I said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th trend happening. So you can't look at a full year's worth of data and come away with the trend of how Bitcoin performs, because it's random, and backtesting is not going to help you. And I can also guarantee that is how you differentiate between a real trader and a hobbyist. Is what Dr. Marcus, I can't remember his last name, he's Spanish, but that's how you distinguish between the basement quants and the real quants that are making billions of dollars for multi-billion-dollar HFT firms, as an example. It's because they do backtesting, but they don't do it to a level of what Quantopian tells you how to do it. That's what pros don't do. But then there's that world of basement quants, and that's why I don't talk a lot about quant, because it trips you up in your way of thinking. So I don't know if that really helps, but if it doesn't, as I said, I'm not the guy for you. I hate to say it. At least I'm being upfront and honest and taking a stab at these very legitimate questions, but he's probably not going to like the answers. But we'll leave it at that. If you are interested in what I do, as you know, this is the Marketing Me. I've got my website here, quantlabs.net. Get some free books. Cool. If you want to get started on building out some form of robotic trading software, get the DVD, quantlabs.net/DVD. Leave it at that. It's up to you. And there are people out there that don't want to spend $1, $10, or $20 for any of this. And that's okay. I'm not for them, and I'm okay with that. But there is an audience that I'm reaching that are highly motivated and conversing with me very seriously on this. And those are the people I reach and get enthused to help. But if you're a skeptic, it's very hard for me to get enthusiastic with kind of questions. And everyone has the questions, the right to question. I've got lots of videos on that as well. As I said, I've got 3,000 videos online on YouTube. So go through them, learn them. I've got, 10,000 plus blog posts. Been doing it for 10 years. But we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. See ya.